not leave here until the heart of Argent is found. It is close.
The Horde will tear this village to pieces, but our time is running out. Soon, the humans will summon him.
King Nomi, we found their entry point. It doesn't make sense, sir.
The barrier is still holding, but our scans show that 3 portals were opened from inside the village.
The demons couldn't get past the barrier, so their followers are letting them in. Thera.
The transports. How much time?
Get me the new bishop. Valen's armored division is still an hour away.
We could try and launch the Atlands.
There's no time. Bishop Creed. We need him.
Commander. Thera, this temple must remain guarded.
The village of Colleen is a mining settlement. If it falls, everything will be destroyed, including your Sentinel energy reserves.
Launch the Slayer.
Total purification targeted for the village of Colleen.
Hey everyone, and thank you for coming to this channel and checking out our latest video review. This time it's for Doom the Dark Ages, and you probably already sat through the intro cinematic, which is absolutely amazing, so you know what you're expecting. So let's get on with it. Doom the Dark Ages, from Xbox and PlayStation 5, written by our good friend Adam. Doom the Dark Ages isn't just a power fantasy, it's all the power fantasy. Pretty big words for a series that delights in letting you be the ultimate demon slayer with an arsenal to rival a small, warlike country. But Doom the Dark Ages does just that. While Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal both redefined, modernized and rebooted the legendary franchise into an action-filled, splatterific extravaganza, it's the Dark Ages that really lets you understand why the Slayer is the only thing they fear, and in doing so, ID Software closes out this trilogy of Doom games in thrilling, bombastic fashion. Doom the Dark Ages is a prequel tale to Doom 2016. If you ever wondered why the Slayer was locked up at the start of the game, this is a title that answers it for you. The Dark Ages, contrary to its name, doesn't drop us onto medieval Earth, but rather the planet of Argent d'Honneur, where a fierce war between Hell and the Sentinels rages. As the Slayer, you're bound to the gods as their doomsday weapon. Yes, pun intended. Your job is to make every demon shit itself at the mere thought of you, or maybe save humanity in the process if you feel like it. To fulfill the power fantasy of being the deadliest thing in the room, ID have made significant changes to the gameplay systems for this installment that makes for a far more engaging player experience. While some may say the game has gone backwards from Eternal, its nature as a prequel makes sense to remove abilities gained in those games, while also streamlining the experience for pure combat. Ooh, so what has changed? For starters, the arena feel of the previous two installments in which you're locked into an area until you defeat waves of enemies has mostly been eliminated, as has most of the corridor nature of the game in favour of a larger open area battlefield. Platforming sequences have been nearly eliminated as well, creating more streamlined, multi-level scaling that doesn't require twitch restrictions to get around the environment. Because of this, the double jump and air dashes have been removed as well. Outside of a few selected brutal kills, glory kills have been streamlined to feel like part of the melee combat instead of a move that takes you out of it. This has the upside of keeping you on your toes and making sure that you don't get a moment to breathe. The almost MMO style hotkey cooldown and attack rotation combat that Eternal prioritized for maximum damage is also gone. This time round, abilities and skills have been more organically incorporated into the fight. For instance, you no longer have to worry about your flamethrower needing to cool down before you can use it to farm for armor shards. Instead, you can upgrade the shotgun with an elemental fire attack that does just that when burn is applied to enemies. Yet again, these changes keep the action flowing as you're given a constant stream of armor, health and ammo drops while doing what the Slayer does best. Open area battlefields are the order of the day this time. They're chock full of enemies to blast through and secrets to find. This time round, the designers are throwing upwards of 20 enemies at you at a time, with the cannon fodder usually backed up by tougher, more imposing demons that can grant damage or resistant buffs to others. Rounding out all this is the power given to you as a Slayer. You don't rip and tear through enemies as much this time as you straight up steamroll the hell out of them. You don't only look like a tank, you feel like one. There's a weight to the Slayer's movements that make him feel like a heavy, thunderous, unstoppable force before whom the ground quakes with each step. The sound design and the lumbering animation is fantastic at invoking this feeling of weight and power. It's slightly slower this time round as well, but not much that you can't avoid attacks. There's a heavy emphasis on straight up tanking attacks thanks to the main gameplay addition to your arsenal, the Shield Saw. This is the greatest asset in your arsenal this time around, as you can both block attacks and parry them. And parry them you must, as this deals a ton of damage back to the enemies, letting you stagger them faster for an instant glory kill that spews out health, ammo and armor for you. Gameplay has been designed around the shield as you can use it to shield bash large groups of enemies, turning them instantly into chowder, bash objects and go through walls and throw it into it with enemies like a deadly Captain Megaloth. You can actually throw a shield at enemies, pretty cool. You do like Captain Megaloth. The shield can be upgraded to make it even deadlier, as can the rest of your arsenal. The rest of the game's arsenal is par for the course of the series, with some notable exceptions. You got your combat and super shotguns, grenade and rocket launchers, plasma cannons and assault rifles, all of which are suitably meaty looking and sounding. The most notable additions are the additions of the flail melee attack, a gun that shoots pulverized demon skulls, and the chain shot, which is like a flail gun with a retractable ball that's perfect for smashing armor. All these weapons and skills can get upgraded with gold and gems found in the world at upgrade shrines. Character upgrades, particularly health and armor, come from taking down the lieutenant style enemies on the battlefield. Added to the traditional FPS gameplay are giant mech sections and dragon riding flight sequences. The mech sequences feel like glorified rock'em sock'em robot sequences in which you dodge and pummel the living snot out of the giant demons while bashing through scenery like Mechagodzilla. The dragon sequences are another bit of gameplay as you chase down enemy ships or blast them out of the air with your winged buddy or charbroiled giant demons standing in your path. These sequences serve to break up the on-foot action and are a lot more fun than they sound, though I do feel like the dragon levels ran on a bit too long. The sense of power does come at the expense of challenge. At its difficult settings, seasoned Doom players may find the Dark Ages a bit of a cakewalk, as you can tear through just about anything with ease. Personally, I love the cathartic sense of overwhelming force and power it engendered. And while there were more than a few fights that dropped my health into the low tens, there was never a moment where it couldn't be turned around in a second as compared to 2016 and Eternal's fights that could be controller breaking frustrating at times. But if you do want more challenge beyond the difficulty settings, there are enough sliders to customize the gameplay experience for you as well, including increasing the game speed. Finally, there are the game's visuals and performance, both of which are absolutely stunning. Doom the Dark Ages is absolutely gorgeous, featuring some of the biggest levels and environment details in the series. There are a variety of biomes to run through, from the medieval-inspired cities of Argent d'Honneur to a spooky, almost primeval forest to the flaming shores of hell itself, making it the most visually diverse entry in the Doom series as well. All of the character models, from the Slayer spiky gauntlets to the leaping Hell Knights to the impressive gore and dismemberment system, are top-notch, and it's all backed up by some stellar tech and performance. The latest version of ID Tech, number 8, is an absolute beast in the performance department, throwing out massive enemy mounts and stunning detailed locations without dropping feet. The game is incredibly fast with a solid frame rate, regardless of how many enemies and particles are flying around you. And it sports some of the fastest load times I've seen in this generation, between 2 to 3 seconds per level. Doom the Dark Ages does have its flaws. The only issue of discontent for me would be the story, as this trilogy has taken the lore pretty far away from what Doom, at least for me, is about. While the original story isn't exactly an in-depth masterpiece, its simplicity of a marine fighting a hell invasion was the perfect excuse for chunky, sprite-based violence. The new trilogy feels like a supernatural tale of action horror, and more like SF fantasy alien invasion, where hell doesn't feel like, well, hell. With Doom the Dark Ages, ID Software have, of course, corrected on many of the elements of Doom Eternal that didn't particularly care for or to create another bombastic edition in the Doom franchise. It's a gorgeous game with highly addictive combat and one of the best FPSs in this year. We have going to squad a 9. Go and bloody buy it.